This is the Vietnam President Bush wants to highlight at the Asian Pacific Economic Summit. Hustle, bustle, Asia's fastest growing market for U.S. products. But it's still an awkward time for the president to visit Vietnam, evoking painful memories of another polarizing war, just as he's trying to chart a new course in Iraq.
The similarities are so palpable in the sense that we are now 3 years and 8 months later with a sense of being trapped there, caught in a quagmire.
Even before arriving here in Hanoi, the president was asked about the parallels between Vietnam and Iraq, an inevitable question that may overshadow this economic summit.
Support for our troops is strong here in the United States, and it wasn't during the Vietnam era. So I see differences, I really do.
But just last month, the president did see one similarity between the two wars. Asked about New York Times columnist Thomas Friedman's contention the recent spate of violence in Iraq may be the jihadist equivalent of the Tet Offensive, the president said that could be right. The 1968 Tet Offensive turned Americans against the Vietnam War by undercutting President Lyndon Johnson's rosy claims about the conflict. Presidential historian Robert Dallek, the highly respected Johnson biographer, says Mr. Bush and his team are now in the same danger zone.
They were no longer credible. They kept saying, things are going well, mission accomplished, we're making progress. And after a while, people look at the realities and they don't see this progress. And it reminds them again of the kind of rhetoric and illusory thinking that we had in Vietnam.
Under fire, Mr. Bush has now pushed out much-maligned Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld and is vowing to take a close look at the upcoming report from the Bipartisan Iraq Study Group, which may call for a drastic shift in U.S. strategy. Signs, perhaps, that this president is starting to hear the echoes of Vietnam.